For generations, the women in her family have carried a curse. Love never saved them. It only signed death warrants. Any man who stays with her for 7 days dies. And tonight, she is running from the fate she was born into. Nobody believed Efiosa was cursed. Not at first. She was beautiful. The kind of beauty that made men forget themselves. Tall, soft brown skin. Deep innocent eyes. A gentle smile that could calm a raging storm. Men loved her instantly. And that was the problem. Because every man who touched her died within 7 days. It started on a quiet Monday morning. The sun had just risen over Benin City. Birds were singing. Market women were already arranging tomatoes and pepper on wooden tables. Life was moving normally. Until the scream came. A loud, painful scream ripped through the silence of the street. Osaruman is dead. People rushed out of their houses. Some barefoot. Some half-dressed. Some still brushing their teeth. They gathered in front of a small bungalow at the end of the street. On the floor of the living room lay Osaruman's lifeless body. His eyes were wide open. His mouth frozen in a silent scream. His skin pale. Cold. Dead. Just 3 days ago, Osaruman had been full of life. Strong. Healthy. Happy. And deeply in love. With Efiosa. Efiosa stood at the corner of the room, shaking. Her hands trembled. Her heart pounded violently against her chest. Tears rolled silently down her cheeks. She already knew. Before anyone said anything. Before the doctor arrived. Before the police asked questions. She already knew. Osaruman was dead because of her. 3 days earlier, Osaruman had taken her out. A beautiful date. Expensive restaurant. Soft music. Candlelight. He held her hands across the table and smiled. Efiosa, I think I'm falling in love with you. Her heart skipped. She felt warmth rush through her body. She tried to pull her hands away, but he held them tighter. Please, don't, she whispered. Why? He asked softly. She couldn't answer. She couldn't tell him the truth, so she just smiled weakly. That night, for the first time, they became intimate. She cried silently afterward, not from joy, but from fear, because she knew. The countdown had begun. Day 1, Osaruman complained of a mild headache. He laughed it off. Maybe it's stress. Day 2, he felt weak. His body ached. He started vomiting. Doctors said it was food poisoning. Day 3, he collapsed in his bathroom and never stood up again. The whole street whispered. Some said it was spiritual attack. Some said poison. Some said sudden illness. That deep down, everyone remembered something. This was not the first time. 6 months ago, it was Ei, handsome, rich, gentle. He loved Efiosa deeply. They dated for weeks. The day he finally touched her. 7 days later, Ei died in a car accident. Before Ei, there was Uafire, a gym instructor, strong like a lion. After touching her, he collapsed while jogging. Dead. 3 men. 3 deaths. Same pattern. Same timeline. Within 7 days. Now fear began to spread. People started connecting the dots. Women whispered behind her back. Men stared at her with mixed emotions, desire and fear. Children were warned not to go near her. Some called her the girl of death. That evening, Efiosa locked herself in her room. She sat on the bed, pulled her knees to her chest, and wept. Her tears soaked the pillow. Her chest hurt. Her soul ached. Why me? She whispered into the darkness. Suddenly, her phone vibrated. A message notification. Unknown number. Her heart skipped. Slowly, she picked up the phone. The message read, You cannot escape your destiny. The blood covenant must be paid. Her hand started shaking violently. Her breath caught in her throat. Blood covenant? She whispered. Another message entered immediately. Every man who touches you must die, until the debt is fully paid. She dropped the phone. Fear swallowed her whole. Her past, the one her late mother never wanted her to remember, was coming back. That night, she dreamed. A dark forest, red moon, a circle of masked elders chanting, a baby crying, blood dripping on the ground, and a voice booming, "She belongs to US." She woke up screaming, her body soaked in sweat, her heart racing. She knew one thing. This curse did not start today. It started before she was even born. Efiosa did not sleep that night. Each time she closed her eyes, she saw blood. She heard chanting. She saw masked elders dancing around a fire. And she heard that terrifying voice again. "She belongs to US." Her body trembled. Her heart felt like it was going to burst. By morning, she had made a decision. She needed answers. Real answers. And there was only one person who could give them to her. Her grandmother, Mama Osayand, the oldest woman in their lineage. The only one who knew the truth about her birth. The sun was barely up when Efiosa left her house. The streets of Benin City were still quiet. Cold morning breeze brushed against her skin. Her legs felt heavy. Every step toward her grandmother's house felt like she was walking closer to death. Mama Osayand lived in a small mud house at the far end of Uselu village. The walls were old, cracked. The roof sagged from years of rain and heat. Efiosa stood in front of the door for a long time. Her hand hovered in the air. She was afraid of what she might hear. But she knocked anyway. The door opened slowly. Mama Osayand stood there, leaning on her walking stick. Her eyes widened slightly when she saw Efiosa. Then her face turned pale. "You have come," she whispered. Efiosa's heart dropped. "You knew," she said in a trembling voice. "You already knew I would come." The old woman stepped aside. "Enter, my child." Inside the room was dark. A strong smell of herbs filled the air. Dried roots and leaves hung from the ceiling. Animal bones and strange carvings decorated the walls. Fear crawled up Efiosa's spine. She sat slowly on a wooden stool. Her throat was dry. "Mama, tell me the truth," she whispered. "Why does every man who touches me die?" Mama Osayand closed her eyes. Tears slipped out. "You were never meant to live a normal life," she said softly. Efiosa's heart skipped. "What do you mean?" The old woman inhaled deeply. Then she spoke. "Your mother was barren for many years." Efiosa listened. She cried. She begged. She prayed. But nothing happened. Until one night, she went to the forbidden shrine. Efiosa gasped. "That shrine is evil, Mama." "Yes," Mama Osayand nodded. "But desperation can push a woman into darkness." She met a powerful herbalist priest. He promised her a child, but the price was terrible. "What price?" Efiosa whispered. Mama Osayand looked into her eyes. "Your womb was dedicated to a blood covenant." Efiosa felt the room spin. "My womb?" "Yes," the old woman said, tears rolling freely now. "The agreement was simple. She would have a child, but that child would belong to the shrine, and any man that touched her body would be collected as sacrifice." Efiosa screamed. "No!" Her chest burned. Her head pounded. Her whole body shook violently. "You mean my life was sold before I was even born?" Mama Osayand nodded slowly. "Your mother later regretted it. She cried every night. She begged the spirits to forgive her. But covenants do not break easily. So all those men," Efiosa whispered, tears flooding her eyes. "Osaruman, Ei, Ue fire, they died because of me. They died because of the covenant. the old woman corrected gently. Epheosa fell to the floor. Her whole world shattered. She clawed at her chest, gasping for breath. I don't want this life, she sobbed. I don't want to kill anyone again. Mama Osian knelt beside her. There may be a way, she whispered. Epheosa froze. A way? She asked quickly. Yes, but it is dangerous, and the price is heavy. I don't care, Epheosa cried. I will pay anything. The old woman hesitated. Then she said, to break this covenant, you must return to the shrine where it was made, and face the spirits that own you. Suddenly, the wind blew violently. The door slammed shut. The lamps flickered. A cold voice echoed inside the room. She cannot escape, Epheosa screamed. The walls shook. Dark shadows crawled across the floor. Mama Osian clutched her walking stick. They know you are seeking freedom, she whispered in fear. Epheosa's eyes filled with terror. Her destiny was hunting her, and it was not ready to let her go. That same night, Epheosa could not stay in her house. Every shadow looked alive. Every sound felt like footsteps. Every breath around her felt like something invisible was watching. She packed a small bag, one wrapper, one white cloth, a bottle of water, and a small torchlight. Her hands were shaking. Her heart beat like a drum in her chest. She locked her door and stepped into the darkness. The road to the forbidden shrine passed through a thick forest outside Benin City, a place no sane person walked into at night. The moon was half hidden. The trees stood tall and crooked like silent guards. Crickets chirped, owls hooted, dry leaves crunched under her feet. Every step deeper into the forest felt like a step into another world. Suddenly, she heard footsteps behind her. She stopped. The footsteps stopped. Her heart jumped. She turned around quickly. Nothing. Just darkness. She continued walking faster. Then she heard whispers. Low, faint, calling her name. Epheosa? She froze. Her blood ran cold. The voice sounded like her dead mother. Mama? She whispered. Silence. Then laughter. Deep, mocking. Evil. Her legs nearly gave way. She ran. Branches scratched her skin. Roots tripped her feet. Tears blurred her vision. Her breath came in short, painful gasps. Then suddenly, she reached it. The shrine. It stood in the middle of the forest like a wounded beast. Old mud walls. Human skulls mounted on sticks. Animal bones tied with red cloth. Black candles burning with blue flames. The air was thick, heavy, oppressive. Her chest tightened. Fear wrapped around her like chains. She stepped closer. Her legs trembled. Her heart screamed for her to turn back. But she couldn't. She had come too far. At the entrance of the shrine lay a large flat stone soaked in dried blood. Her body shuddered. She recognized it. From her dream. This was where her blood covenant was sealed. Suddenly, the candles went out. Darkness swallowed everything. A cold wind blew through the shrine. And then, drums started beating. Boom, 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 from nowhere. Slow, heavy, threatening. Dark figures began to appear. 1, 2, 5, 10. They emerged from the shadows. Tall, masked, dressed in black robes. Their eyes glowed faintly red. They surrounded her in a wide circle. Epheosa screamed. Her legs failed her. She fell to her knees. Please, she cried. I didn't choose this life. Their leader stepped forward. He was taller than the rest. His mask carved with strange symbols. His voice was deep and unnatural. You were given to us before your first breath. You belong to the covenant, he continued. Your womb is our altar. Your lovers are our sacrifices. Your destiny is sealed. I don't want it, Epheosa screamed. Take my life instead. The figures laughed. Cold, cruel, heartless. We do not want your life, the leader said. We want your suffering. Suddenly, visions filled the air. She saw Ozaruman choking. She saw Ai bleeding in the car wreck. She saw Uafire collapsing. Their eyes stared at her, accusing, blaming. Her screams filled the forest. Stop, she cried. Please stop. The leader raised his hand. Silence fell instantly. There is only one way to break the covenant, he said. Hope flickered in her heart. What is it? She whispered. Another must take your place. Her heart skipped. What do you mean? A soul must replace yours in the covenant. Someone who loves you deeply. Someone ready to die for you. Her mind went blank. No? Yes, the leader replied. Only true love can complete the exchange. And once the exchange is made, you will be free. But that person will die, Efiosa whispered. The leader nodded slowly. Tears poured down her face. She shook her head violently. I can't do that. I won't kill another innocent man. The leader's eyes glowed brighter. Then you will continue to kill many. Suddenly, a powerful force threw her backward. She slammed against a tree. Pain exploded through her body. Darkness closed in around her vision. The last thing she heard was, your time is running out. She woke up at dawn, lying at the edge of the forest. Her body covered in dirt and scratches. Her clothes torn. Her head pounding. Was it a dream? Her phone buzzed. A message. Unknown number. Her heart froze. She opened it slowly. You have 21 days. After that, the curse will take something precious from you. Her breath caught. She knew. The real nightmare had only just begun. Efiosa returned home from the shrine weak, broken and terrified. Her body was alive, but her soul was dying. Every night she dreamed of blood. She heard voices calling her name. She felt unseen hands touching her skin. Her health began to fail. She lost weight. She stopped eating. She stopped smiling. She slowly started losing the will to live. One afternoon, as she sat outside staring into space, someone stopped in front of her house. A young man. Tall, calm, gentle eyes. His name was Igbenosa. He had just moved into the street. I'm sorry to disturb you, he said softly. I heard someone lives here. I wanted to ask for direction. Efiosa looked up. Their eyes met, and for the first time in months, her heart felt peace. Days passed. They became friends. Igbenosa never touched her, never crossed boundaries. He respected her deeply. He listened. He cared. He noticed her pain. One evening, she finally told him everything. The curse, the deaths, the shrine, the blood covenant. She expected him to run, but instead, he held her hands gently and said, Efiosa, this is beyond shrines. Only God can save you. He invited her to his church. At first she was afraid, but something in her heart pushed her to go. That Sunday, she stepped into the church. As prayers began, her body started shaking violently. She screamed. She collapsed. Strange voices spoke through her mouth. People gathered. Pastors prayed. Hands were laid on her. Oil was poured. Powerful prayers filled the air. Suddenly, she screamed loudly and fainted. When she opened her eyes, she felt light, free, peaceful, like a heavy burden had been lifted from her soul. The pastor looked at her and said, You are free. The covenant is broken. From that day, the nightmares stopped. The fear disappeared. The voices went silent. Her health returned. Her joy came back. Her life was restored. Months later, love blossomed between her and Igbenosa. Pure love, respectful love, God-fearing love. He never feared her past. He embraced her healing. And one beautiful Saturday morning, they got married. As Efeosa walked down the aisle in her white gown, tears filled her eyes. Not tears of pain, but tears of gratitude. She had walked through darkness and found light. Years later, they had children. A peaceful home. A joyful life. And whenever she told her story, she always ended with these words: "Shrines gave me bondage, but God gave me freedom. True love and faith saved my life." Final message: no curse is stronger than God. No destiny is beyond redemption. And no darkness is greater than light. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so you don't miss our next stories.